Can the Spider-Man come out today?
All right, let's do this.
Hey folks, Dave here. I want to start with a confession that I'm not really the biggest Spider-Man fan out there. I was actually a Batman fan back in the day. But with the recent movies that came out, especially No Way Home and before that Far From Home and Homecoming, I've really become kind of a fan of Spider-Man. So I figured what I would do is I would get myself a high quality Spider-Man figure and then take some shots with it. And I figure you may be interested in knowing kind of what I think about when I look at a action figure and start how to approach how to make photos out of it. So to start off with, this is the action figure that I purchased. This is a Hot Toys Spider-Man from his with his No Way Home suit, and this is a 12-inch figure. I haven't actually played with this at all, so you're going to see me opening it up for the first time. But I'll give you some initial thoughts. So I'm going to just unbox this for you and just kind of give you my general thoughts. Let's take a look inside and see what's going on. So if I open it up here, you'll see that it's in here. To get it out, though, I have to open up this box. And slide out all of this stuff. I am not precious with my packaging. I do not expect to ever sell these again. I may sell them, but I'm not going to sell them as collector pieces. So these are absolutely tools that I use. So let's start cracking this thing open. Everything's taped down, so I'm going to have to cut it out. And the rest should just pop out. Okay, so what we have here is Spider-Man in a box. Let me pull up the main figure. Okay, so this is the main figure here. As you can see, he looks a lot like Spider-Man. See how flexible he is, because that's really the main thing. One of the things I noticed is if you flex him, he gets very ridgy where the uniform hits his suit basically bunches up. So I'm going to have to be careful that when I pose him that I try to minimize that as much as possible or take it out in Photoshop. He's got this wonderful head here. This suit's actually like made out of some sort of rubbery plastic material. And these legs are made out of an actual fairly grippy material, which is kind of nice. So another thing I noticed is that his toes actually bend, which is kind of handy because Spider-Man is always in one of those crouchy poses, and so his toes are often bent, so that'll help out with that. So it looks like here we have some webbing. Of course, Spider-Man spins a web any size and he catches thieves just like flies. So it's just like plastic webbing stuff. I don't know how much this will be used. Usually anything plastic special effecty that comes with these figures doesn't look that great in camera. So I'll probably recreate this in Photoshop. It'll be useful as a reference at least. And who knows, maybe it'll work out just fine. So that's that. This cone here is just a web that's stuck to something, so that's handy. This is actually another face of Tom Holland himself. Hot Toys is known for its very high quality sculpts, and that looks just like Tom Holland. So I should be able to take Spidey's head here, pop it off. And pop on Peter Parker's head right there. So that gives me basically two looks. It gives me Spider-Man and it gives me Peter Parker. Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Oh, this is kind of neat. What we got here is the drones. If you've seen Far From Home, you'll know that these drones play a very important part in the plot of the movie. Doesn't look like the drone is movable in any way, but That will be some storytelling element that could be useful. So good to know. So looking at these side panels here, I'll take this off. And what I have is these flying web things. I never really think of Spider-Man as using these. I don't know if these will actually get any use, but it's good to know. Now, other things in here that can matter is he's got various hands. He comes with fists, which are great for punching, but it's not great for any time he has to hold anything. Actually, look at that. Feel that click of those things. That's kind of awesome. Okay, so he's just got the fists, but they just pop off and you can put new hands on. So he's got hands. It looks like they're the same left and right, so I'll just show one. First of all, there's the peace sign, which is kind of nice. There's a grip, so either he's holding some sort of weapon or a shield or a web. We got kind of a reaching out hand, and we have a fully splayed out fingers. So when Spidey's like crouched down and he's got one hand like this, that's what this hand is. And then he also has for both sides his thwip hand. The thwip is the sound that his webs make when they come out of his shooters. So that has some possibilities right there. So the last tray. First thing I see is that there's actually some glasses in here. The Tony Stark glasses, which has some possibilities. He can be worn by Peter, probably. It can be some storytelling devices. We have a, so we have this mask here that can just be held in a hand, or when he takes off his helmet and you see Tom Holland's face, he can have a mask in his hand or whatever. So that has some storytelling potential as well. Also in here is a cell phone. Peter Parker is a teenager in the 2020s, so he's going to be on a cell phone a lot. That has some storytelling potential as well. And finally, there's these eyes here, and these eyes should allow me to have different expressions on his face. So these eyes go from all the way open to all the way closed. So I can have one eye open, one eye closed, or kind of doing a cockeyed thing. So I can just yank his eye out like that, grab a eye, and just slap it in there. They're magnetically attached. So now we have a squinty-eyed Spider-Man. And that has a lot of potential as well. So I'm going to spend some time playing with this guy, seeing if I can come up with some poses, and I'll be right back. So one thing I quickly noticed as I looked through these is that I was wrong about the hands. They don't match exactly. The peace hand is a left hand, and the cell phone grabby hand is also a left hand, which is rather unfortunate because now he can't give himself a peace sign while taking a selfie. But what are you gonna do? So I played with Spider-Man late into the night, and I got tired, so I went to bed. So now I'm back at it this morning, and I'm playing around more with Spidey's poses. I haven't found the ones that really speak to me yet. I played around a bit, and I think I'm starting to get used to this figure, which is kind of part of the process. Is the first time you pick up a figure, you're like, I don't know what to do with this thing. I really haven't figured him out yet. But after a while, after playing with him for a bit, you kind of get used to what's going on. For example, this guy here does not do a lot of deep bends. He frequently crouches down and he's very low, like a spider, one might say. But this guy here, his legs don't bend to the point where you can get him in that pose. This bend here, with how he has it, is pretty much as he bends. I really can't get him in those crouch down poses. which is fine. I can just kind of wipe that whole genre of pose out of my head, and then I can concentrate on the things that this figure can do. So that's one thing that's happened since last night. The other thing is one of my favorite inspirations has come in the mail, and these inspirations are the Art of books, and this one is from the movie Far From Home. The book for No Way Home has not come out yet, but as soon as it does, I am going to purchase it. But these books here, they're full of artist renderings and ideas from the movie. So pre-visualized storyboards, different takes on various scenes. So also has things like what Mysterio looked like from that movie, and all the different artist renderings of what could and what could not be. And going through these kind of gives you a lot of inspiration of poses and things that are maybe interesting and maybe not thought of. And some stuff in here is stuff that didn't appear in the movie. So I'll be looking at some of these and playing with Spider-Man some more, and hopefully come up with a couple poses that I like that I'll be able to implement. So I think I'm starting to figure out Spidey, and it's time to start actually setting up some scenes and shooting them. Through all the playing around that I did over the past, well, probably about 2 hours in real time, I think I got a few poses that I want to really try out and see if I can make some epic shots. So this is probably going to take several videos to accomplish. I like to keep these videos within about 10 minutes, and it's going to take way longer to describe how I get these shots. So I'm going to break out these shots into separate videos, so stay tuned for that. However, I will leave you with some of the finished shots as kind of a snack, if you will, of what's upcoming on the channel. So thank you very much for following along. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.
All right, here goes nothing. What's that thing you always say?
I have Photoshop skills. I'm going to use them. Gorgeous. That's beautiful. Work smarter, not harder, man.